I'm Tracy Baxter with today's Record Newswatch. The flames, then the acrid smoke could be seen for miles as a factory building in the village of Ellenville was destroyed by a fire this morning. It broke out in the large structure at 18 Pine Street, a building most recently attributed to the Brooklyn-based Blue Heaven Hosiery Company. The huge, smoky three-alarm blaze brought close to 100 emergency responders from 15 area agencies to the scene. Ellenville Assistant Fire Chief Pat Ordinsky says a 911 call alerted department personnel who would have no chance of saving the fully engulfed factory building.
Flames were basically, from first reports, were about 50 feet in the air. Okay, very, very high fire volume due to the fuel that was in the building. There's a lot of fire fuel that was in there. Basically, what I've seen from in this building was a lot of boxes. I've been told that it was a pantyhose factory, a lady's pantyhose factory. So there was a lot of them. They're very flammable. That didn't help the fuel the fire. We got to do extensive overhaul. We'll be here for quite a few hours. We got to take all the debris with the excavator, lift it off to get to the fire underneath. Because as you know, as structures collapse, the fire's still underneath, even though the roof and stuff is on top of it. So that's basically where we're at right now.
Students in the nearby Ellenville Central School building were dismissed early today as a result of the fire and its thick, acrid smoke. There were no injuries reported, and it's not believed anyone was in the building when the fire erupted. Assistant Chief Wardinsky said did not speculate on a possible cause of the blaze. In Middletown, police have arrested a city resident for trying without success to rob a pair of downtown banks this morning. Officers were initially called to the Chase Bank on North Street, where the suspect passed a teller a note demanding money. He left without getting any money. While looking for the suspect, police spotted a man matching the robber's description leaving the nearby Orange County Trust Bank. Police say he passed a note there as well and once again left without any money. 33-year-old Marcos Acevedo will face 2 counts of attempted robbery. He was in the city lockup awaiting arraignment. Town of New Windsor police have made an arrest for that fatal hit-and-run incident back on January 9th. Police have charged 28-year-old Linda Ibrahim of Cornwall-on-Hudson with vehicular manslaughter and leaving the scene of a fatal motor vehicle accident. Police say she was behind the wheel of a car that struck and killed 32-year-old Eric Getter of Newburgh as he was walking to work along Walsh Road. His body was discovered hours later in nearby Quasaic Creek. Investigators say Ibrahim was implicated after her car was brought into a local body shop for repair to its right front side and windshield. New York State Crime Stoppers had offered a reward of up to $2,500 for information that resulted in an arrest. State police officials say they are not yet able to release any further details concerning the killing of 54-year-old Margaret Regalia of Bloomingburg, or the circumstances surrounding the arrest of her son on a second-degree murder charge. Police say 29-year-old Andrew Moore has admitted to killing his mother, whose body was discovered inside her Neshopa Road home after she'd failed to show up at work earlier this week. Police have not revealed a cause of death or possible motive. Following his arraignment, Andrew Moore was ordered held without bail in Sullivan County Jail. In Kingston, police say a young woman lured a man onto a path that leads from the Strand to Roundout Drive. There, 3 men assaulted the victim and relieved him of his wallet. Police later caught up with all 4, charged them with the felony robbery and conspiracy. They've been identified as 21-year-old Lillian Carlisle, 22-year-old Clayton Coddington, 23-year-old Charles Lehman, and 19-year-old George Decker, all of them Kingston residents. Police say the victim was not seriously hurt. A Liberty man has been arrested following an investigation into a series of thefts from cars in the village. Police say 31-year-old Joseph Stringfellow was caught in the act of stealing money from a parked car. He ran off, but officers were able to track his footprints in the snow, found him inside an apartment. Also found proceeds from car larcenies and marijuana. Charges against Stringfellow include felony tampering with physical evidence, petty larceny, unlawful possession of marijuana, and obstructing governmental administration. For the first time in 28 years, Orange County's top prosecutor doesn't go by the name of Frank Phillips. The new Orange County District Attorney is David Hoovler, a former Orange County Assistant District Attorney and Assistant U.S. Attorney. who has laid out an agenda for his administration that includes a focus on more than just prosecuting crime.
We're going to take this office to the next level. We're moving beyond just prosecuting crimes. We're going to be an advocate. We're going to be an educator. We're going to speak for everyone. But most importantly, we're going to do it in a manner where we seek input from the community about their problems, what faces them, and then we're going to take their input on the problems and their input on what they think the solution should be, and we're going to work with them to reach the solution. Whether that's prosecuting people, whether that's education, whether that's rehabilitation, whatever we have to do to make the quality of life the best for the citizens of Orange County, that's what we're going to focus on under my administration.
D.A. Hoovler says he'll be holding summit meetings in the late spring with school superintendents and rank-and-file police officers to get their input on ways to get to the root of crime problems. Reporter Heather Yankin will have more on Hoovler's plans in an upcoming edition of the Times-Herald-Record. And if a bill sponsored by Hudson Valley Congressman Sean Patrick Maloney is passed, the National Purple Heart Hall of Honor in New Windsor will be honored itself with a commemorative coin. Maloney's legislation would authorize the Treasury Department to create a series of coins at the West Point Mint. Part of the proceeds from the coin sales would go to the Hall of Honor, where service members killed or wounded in combat are remembered. The $5 gold coins, $1 silver coins, and half-dollar coins would be minted and sold in limited quantities beginning in 2017. We could wake up to a little snow on the ground tomorrow morning. Snow shower activity will taper off by early morning, leaving us with a mix of sun and clouds for the remainder of Saturday. Temperatures are expected to reach 40 degrees. Sunday will be mostly cloudy with the highs in the middle 30s. Stay on top of what's happening by picking up the weekend editions of the Times-Herald-Record. And for breaking news throughout the weekend, keep clicking here at Record Online. For Record Newswatch, I'm Tracy Bankster.